wanted to take a moment to anybody who's listening, really anyone. And if this reaches and it impacts and even one person, then I'm happy I made this video. So I wanted to take a moment to help the American people or anybody that's watching reflect on our Declaration of Independence. What exactly it means for us, what exactly it meant at the time, and how its impact has echoed for centuries and how it still echoes today. Because there's more to it than just, oh, it was us declaring to the British that we want to be independent. There's far more to it. And I think that the need, the desire, and the cultural foundation for the Declaration of Independence can be summed up uh, with one sentence in the second paragraph of our Declaration. Very few people read past the first paragraph because the first paragraph is what you hear in all the movies. It's what you hear or see in all of the video clips, but nobody pays attention to the rest of it. Everybody acts like it's a boring read. It's actually not. I don't think it is. I think when you read it, it's actually a very fascinating read because it puts you into the mind of the people at the time. There's so much passion that went into it. Despite it being a legal document, you can tell it's very passionate. Um, and so I just want to read this portion for you. And as I'm reading it, and when I finish reading it, I want you to think about how how it can be echoed today. I want you to think about what our founding fathers were trying to say and how it impacts us today. So it goes like this. Prudence, indeed, will dictate that governments long established should not be changed for light and transient causes. And accordingly, all the experience have shown that man are more disposed to suffer, while evils are sufferable, than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. So what is that saying, right? I know it sounds very legalese. It sounds very old school. But it's really quite simple, isn't it? It's saying that we shouldn't change our government over little things. And they're saying that even though you shouldn't change your government over little things, like you shouldn't start a revolution over these little things, people will oftentimes tolerate not just little things, but big things. They will accept them, they will suffer through them rather than try to abolish that suffrage, right? And it goes on. When a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object, evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty, to throw off such government, and to provide new guards for their future security. Now, that's a lot of big words, especially in the first half there. So what is it saying? Basically, to break it down, it's saying that when people do experience suffrage and difficulty with their government, and that government is insistent on carrying out those abuses against the people, and they show no desire to make change, it is the people's right, and not just their right, but their obligation, their responsibility, and their duty to future generations, to their neighbor, to their family, to their community, to everyone that's depending on those individuals. It is their responsibility to throw off that government. Now, this video is not some kind of call to action. This clip is not some dude on the internet telling you to throw off your government, let's start a revolution. Ah, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you should really look deep at American history. You should really look deep. Furthermore, you should really look deep at what our ancestors wanted for us. You know, we have no problem as patriots talking about the sacrifice that so many men and women made to build this country into what it is. And simultaneously, we have no problem, especially the younger generation, talking about, oh, look at how the older generation messed things up for us. Look at the mess they left us. Now we have to clean it up. But look around you. Nobody's cleaning it up, right? Just as the Declaration says, just as our original great American minds dictated and said, people will oftentimes just tolerate it. And you have, haven't you? You have tolerated it. And until you get the gall to not tolerate it, to do something, anything at all, it's going to continue to be that way. That's just how it is. You'll tolerate a flock camera on every street corner, right? You'll tolerate the wealthy, the powerful, and the elite abusing our children, human trafficking in mass, and not being subject to the same law that you are. You'll tolerate ever increasing taxes to fuel a war machine that you don't even support, to throw our young men and women under the bus and put their lives at risk whenever all they wanted to do was serve their country and their community. I would know. I was one of them. You will tolerate that. This is not a call to action. This is simply me telling you, you have a responsibility. You have a duty, and you have an obligation to look out for your fellow man. Frankly, that's not even an American ideology. That's a human ideology. Perhaps the Americans were just the first people to put it in writing, the first to attempt to make that a part of their government. And frankly, I don't think they failed. I think we are failing. That's all I wanted to say. And that's all I wanted to talk about. Thank you for listening. Have a wonderful day and stay strong.